pregame warm-up, presented by Scott Credit Union. Yours.
BlueNote Fan Report. Aloha and mahalo. Welcome to the Sunday pull-out edition. Yes, I heard that today. The XFL's coming back. And you know what? I thought today, I've had a couple people reach out to me today and ask me to do the show, and I thought I'd be here and do it for them and do it for you guys, whoever wants to join us tonight. Kind of an open phone Saturday, and the guy that I was going to have join it said he was going to join us. He just popped out, so we'll give him a second to pop back in. Let's see if we can get the first one. Tyson, are you there?
What's going on, guy? I'm here.
Oh, yeah, come on. Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, boy?
I'm doing good.
Are you good? Come on. This can't be this person that I'm looking at in there. That can't actually be him. These can't actually be these guys, is it?
Wait, what happened?
Well, well, here's Trevor. Hey, Trevor, how you doing?
What's going on, buddy?
I am doing great, and you, sir? The other one, unless they put the camera on, I'm not going to show it. I hate to do this, but I just can't. Do you know who the other name that I'm seeing there, Tyler, is?
I don't see anything besides Tyson and Trevor.
Well, I've got a name, and I'll pop it up in here real quick, but I'm going to take it back down because without a camera, I just don't. Is this the real Duncan Keith, or am I getting punked?
Dude, that's not the Duncan Keith, the hockey player. I think
Okay.
it's that what's his name? That XFL insider. I heard you said you were talking about Battlehawks and
Excuse me?
Oh, okay.
Duncan.
No, I'm enjoying my retirement. I just retired.
yeah, right. Hey, Duncan, I was telling him how you're an XFL insider and how the Battlehawks should come back to St. Louis, and I figured I'd have you come on today to help break us down.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't know that. I just got to make sure I'm not getting punked.
I'm cousins with the real Duncan Keith, though.
Yeah, Tyler. Yeah, I will. Duncan, go ahead. Tell us about the XFL. What's going to be going on with that?
It's a phenomenal league. It's run, obviously, by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson from the University of Miami. And I don't know if you guys saw, but we have many great cities that just got announced. Houston, San Antonio, St. Louis. I know the Battlehawks were a big hit there for a while, and there's nothing I love more than going to a Battlehawks game, boys, and sitting in that parking lot with the fans and drinking a couple cold brewskis and body slamming some tables and railing chicks than going to a Battlehawks game back then in the old XFL before COVID. So that's what we're looking forward to do. We want to create that rowdy environment where nobody wants to come in and play the Battlehawks, right? Like, that's what we want in the XFL. We want a rowdy environment. We want something that can get everybody going to the point where, like, there could be like rape allegations going on and shit. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But caw.
Yeah, no, I think the XFL, it could be good. You know, St. Louis as a whole with football, they want it back. You know, I know a lot of friends. I'm in a couple of the Battlehawk groups. I want to try and cover it as it comes on. I'm not as big of a football guy as I am a hockey guy, but I'll cover it as I can.
If you ever need inside info on XFL football, I'm your guy.
Well, Duncan, if you want to write, you can write for the St. Louis Fan Report. We can always hook you up with that.
You know, I think.
Hey, what's going on, Lance?
Hey, guy.
Hey.
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
everybody.
Hey, Lance, what's going on there, big boy?
Not too much, Duncan. How's everybody doing tonight?
Hey, Lance, just the heads up. This is not the hockey player Duncan Keith. He's an XFL insider, Duncan Keith. It's just the same name. I know if Windy City came in here, he'd probably be really excited right now.
Look at Trevor.
Yeah, I didn't think Duncan Keith would be on here, but
hey, guy.
Well, I just, you know, and look, Tyler, I respect you, man. I love you. You've done great for the show. I just got to be careful that I don't get punked because, you know, that's a fun thing to do.
I don't blame you. That's why I bring in like Trevor Rosenthal over here. I met him in St. Louis. Obviously, he's from St. Louis, but I met him skating with I skated with Chris Carpenter, the Cardinals pitcher, and then he introduced me to Trevor. And Trevor's actually rehabbing right now to try to come back to pitch in the big leagues. But he what'd you do? Like a showcase a few weeks ago, Trevor?
So I did sign a contract starting 2022 with the Giants out west. Mm-hmm. I am back local. But we're taking it day by day. Stu asked me to come through. I'd figure I'd come by and say what's going on, like see how we're doing.
So guy,
things are good.
I was thinking about bringing Trevor on to talk about like the Goldschmidt Arenado stuff.
Yeah, that's actually I was thinking about
topic.
that.
Absolutely. I want to ask Trevor, how's your arm doing, buddy? Is it doing pretty good?
What's that? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go one more time.
How's your arm doing, buddy? Is it doing pretty good?
It's getting better. I mean, I'm an old man these days. It's not, I'm not a spring chicken anymore.
Trevor, I don't think you're that old there, Trevor. I mean,
everybody thinks that, but it's a little bit different when you've been going through it versus these assholes who are like young as fuck, acting like right out of high school, right out of college, like it's no big deal. Like I'm fucking 38 years old now. You know what I mean? Like it's tough.
Yeah, I would imagine you have a ton of innings and a ton of thrown balls on that arm since you were in grade school, junior high, Corey League, high school. Your arm's been used pretty much.
Well, hold on now. Don't act like I'm completely thrown away.
No, I didn't say that. I was just trying to compare you to some of these young kids that don't know what it's like to try to stay in shape for 20 years.
Listen. We throw it a little differently in Missouri. All right, it's not quite like what happens in it's a little different.
Trevor, you couldn't strike me out. I'm the XFL insider. I know you couldn't strike me out.
Yeah, you know why I couldn't strike you out? Because your fat ass wouldn't make it to my fucking leg.
Trevor, I'd knock you out. I'd knock you out.
Laying it down. No, Trevor, let me. I've been out of St. Louis since 1987, so I'm a little out of it a little bit. Give us a little background on yourself. Where you grew up, how you got into baseball. A little bit help me out and help some of our hockey fans out who may not be baseball guys to know a little bit more about you if you're cool.
Yeah. So my old man's name is Judy. He goes by Hunky and Russ. I was born and raised in Kansas City, which stinks, by the way. Kansas City stinks. I went to Lee Summit, and we're Lee Summit, Missouri people, baby.
Hey, Trevor, do you want to take a shot with me?
Depends on what you're drinking.
Well, I'm drinking Fireball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's shot o'clock, Trevor.
Well, Duncan, you got to put your camera on so we can see it there, bud.
Yeah, me? You want the USFL in? You want the XFL insider? Sorry, I didn't mean to say USFL. Fuck the USFL. We're the XFL.
Yeah, let's go Battlehawks.
Let's go Battlehawks. Caw-caw.
Yeah, the Battlehawks were. I mean, I thought they fill out or sell out the dome for 2 games before COVID hit.
They did,
and that's why we love our Battlehawks so much dearly. They were going to win They were going to win the league. If I don't. You guys remember, but they had Jordan Teamu as quarterback.
Hey, I gotta say something real quick. I gotta say something. The whole reason I love St. Louis. The whole reason I left Missouri and St. Louis. East St. Louis is so poisonous. I had to get the fuck out of here. Like, I mean, it's unbelievable how shitty the city has become, and I had to get the fuck out. I'm sorry, but
that's why Guy moved to Hawaii because he wanted to get.
That's why he's in Hawaii. He didn't want to deal with those guys.
If I could be back in St. Louis tomorrow, I would, man. I would.
But you wouldn't go to East St. Louis, home of Jeff Thomas and Jamison Williams, would you?
Say again?
You gotta leave.
You wouldn't go back to. You would never live in East St. Louis, correct? Because East St. Louis.
I'm a North County boy.
I will say this: a lot of our ticket sales for the Battlehawks will be about trying to get those East St. Louis folks to the stadium. So we have to do a lot of. Trevor, we had to do a lot of stuff to get the East St. Louis folks to the stadium.
I'm a goddamn fraud, is what you are.
Trevor, go get surgery again, buddy. Go get surgery again.
Come on, man. Let's be nice, guys.
Hey,
let's be nice, man.
I don't like being nice.
My bonus check, you fat fuck.
Trevor, you couldn't throw a fastball past the high school team right now, buddy. You got a lot of things to worry about.
I want to throw a fastball when I break your fucking knees when I drop.
Trevor, you wouldn't do a damn thing. Trevor, you wouldn't do a damn thing.
Oh my God, is this show digressed in a heartbeat?
Shut the hell up.
Trevor, I don't care how much money you've made. You're a bum. I covered the XFL.
Oh, come on, Duncan. Don't be nice, man.
He's not a bum.
I covered the XFL. I'm bigger than you.
Smoking crack under the Edward Jones Dome, you fucking goon.
Hey, Duncan, at least Trevor's authentic. I'll just say that.
Bingo. At least I'm authentic. Bingo.
There we go. I had to mute him for a moment or two. A little too much, man. It's almost as bad as that guy that was in the Philadelphia guy who was in that chat.
Now. Come on, Blues fans.
Come on.
right? We gotta come on. Look, I don't mind. I don't mind, taking digs at each other, but let's not get personal. That's not who I am, man. My Navy days are behind me when it comes to that.
Oh, God. What have we come to?
Well, Trevor, let me bring up. Tyson or Tyler brought this up, and we just found out that 3 Cardinals are not going to go to Toronto because of COVID protocols.
Yeah,
Trevor, are you there?
Hey,
I'm frozen.
If you got
right
a
now.
shot, I'm gonna hold
What
it
is
up.
your take on that?
Can you guys hear me?
My thing got frozen. Do you guys hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
hey, Daddy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. All right, what was I going to say?
Yeah, we hear you.
Take on the thing on them going to Toronto. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Yeah.
See, my
Or
take
not
on
being
it
able to go to
is-
Toronto.
My take on it is like I'm in the camp of. I mean, I'm not going to tell anybody what they want to do. Like with
Cheers, Trevor.
their Lance said cheers, Trevor.
Cheers, buddy.
Are we taking shots? Hold on, did I miss my shot?
You missed it, you fucking stooge.
No, I'll fucking take the shot right now. Want me to put it on? I'm the XFL fucking insider, motherfucker. And I'll nail one.
Yo, Meredith Mackey won badly.
Trevor, you don't have a fucking arm anymore.
Can you shut up and let the man talk?
I told Trevor years ago that he wore a diaper in the bullpen, and he looked back and said,
about Toronto.
Hey, guys, before you say anything else, look at Guy. He's so upset he's frozen.
He is frozen for me, too.
I ended Guy.
All right, so what is Guy like frozen right now?
Yeah, he's frozen, guys.
All right, so let me take control of this then. Let me take control of this.
I'm going to take control of this, Trevor.
I think I'm the guy that needs to take control of this.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
All right, I'll let you take control.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Thanks,
Duncan.
Thank you. How do I say your name?
Trevor,
Lance
Descott. I'm thinking, Trevor, that I think I know your opinion on the guys that decided not to go to Toronto. But, let's go ahead and hear your opinion on that and what's your take on it.
What do you want to hear my opinion on? I'm sorry.
The guys that weren't vaccinated.
Why?
Oh, about Goldie and Nolan.
Yep.
Okay, I got you. So here's the thing. The vaccine is only effective if you're within the proximity of the United States. As soon as you leave the corridors of the 42nd and 38th parallel, it's no longer useful. So you go into Toronto and you are completely vulnerable. So I like the idea that we keep Nolan and Goldie down here because we need them down here to make sure that they're effective down here. It's interleague, okay? We play them once every 6 years in Toronto. Who gives a fuck? It's 2 games. Keep it moving. Keep it fucking moving, boys.
And nobody cares about Canada at the end of the day, right? Now, Trevor, would you say that Canada is a complete and total dump? Because that's what I say.
Oh, stop that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, come on, Duncan.
The media will run with it? You think the media will run with it if you say that
Duncan,
right now?
are you like related to January 6, 2021 that was on the
oh no
the space?
Are you comparing me to the worst day in American human history?
Well, there was a guy. Tyler
I don't know who that guy is,
about.
man. I really don't know who that guy is, but I would just appreciate it if you didn't put him and my name in the same sentence.
Listen, I came here out of a courtesy.
In some ways
I'm not
acting
trying
like
to
him,
rock
bud.
the boat. I'm here out of a courtesy.
I'm back to the
Man,
max.
I appreciate it, Trevor. I really do. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Let's get into the big news of the weekend.
Trevor,
now that we've all had a chance to address.
Hey, Guy, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Trevor, can you show us your bullpen catcher over there that lives with you?
Yeah, show us the bullpen catcher that you have in the background.
Nah, that'd be too much.
Okay, I wanted to see if he was getting ready for the season also.
He's asleep.
Does he wear diapers by any chance?
I live with my bullpen catcher. He's very good at what he does. He's napping. He's not thrilled and yelling, but at the same time.
What do you mean by napping?
He's laying on the couch. Like he's kind of out. Like,
All right. So,
Trevor, is there any chance you could ever play in Major Leagues again, or are you just a fucking complete dog?
I'm telling you what, you fucking scumbag. If you send me your address, I would come up there right now and put my fucking right hand straight up your ass and squeeze that.
You wouldn't do a damn. Guy, he wouldn't do a damn
guys.
thing. He wouldn't do a damn thing, Guy.
Going in here. Like, what are we doing here?
Come on, guys. Well, we're trying to talk about Blues hockey and
Yeah,
the
let's talk
Kachuk
about
stuff.
let's
That's
talk
what
about
I
the Kachuk stuff. We'll talk about the
You know
Kachuk
what?
stuff.
It's my show. Let me take control. Let me run this, okay, guys? Run your
Yeah,
mouth on your own
come on,
damn
guys.
time.
Come
How's
on.
that sound?
Come on.
Right there we go. Let's get this back. Let's
All right,
get
go
into the Kachuk thing.
Oh,
Right? Let's get into Kachuk. Right? I put a tweet out and it got loosely ignored.
What was your tweet about Kachuk, guy? What was it?
Well, that's what I was trying to get at. The only way that I thought the Blues were going to get Kachuk was this package: Ryan O'Reilly, Jordan Kyrou, first this year,
And Chris Pronger.
And I had one other person in there, and I can't remember what it was.
Paul Correa.
What should I make my name?
Say again?
Paul Correa?
No.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
the
all-time
only way
Blues.
that this was going to work is if we had O'Reilly in there. Right?
Yeah, I don't think it would have been O'Reilly, though. I think it would have been like
Kyrou and Thomas. Kyrou and Thomas. It would have had
Kyrou and Thomas would have been the starting point, no?
You can't give them both away.
No,
but that would have. But that's what they would ask.
You can't give them both away.
I agree.
But that's what they would
Thomas,
ask.
the money doesn't start until next year, so it's not. It
doesn't
help you. It had to be dollar in for dollar in, dollar out.
Guy,
right?
Can you change your diaper real quick and let me speak, Guy?
Well, this is my show.
But Guy, listen. Are you telling me you wouldn't take Kachuk over those two?
No, I wouldn't.
I think it's a tougher decision than you make it seem, though.
I don't know about
Homegrown kid, 105-point guy this year, 24 years old. I think that like they could have done that, you know?
Well, how about this, Duncan, that you're not thinking about? 100-point guy for the first time in his career. For the rest of his career, he's averaged 55 points. We got 9 guys on this team that average 50 points or plus.
Yeah, you watch him play hockey. You watch some other guys play hockey on your team.
I've been to Calgary. I've been to Calgary and watched him play hockey. Okay?
Was it a dump?
He's good. Yeah. It is a little bit of a dump.
Oh, he ain't good, my man. He's great.
All right, let's start comparing him to Gretzky and say that he's worth all the money in the world.
We don't need to compare him to Gretzky.
He's another Austin Matthews.
Him to Jordan Kyrou and Robert Thomas.
The only people that wanted him on this team were people that thought, "Oh my God, his daddy played for the Blues. We've got to get all the Kachucks. We'll get Matthew.
Those weren't the people that
we'll get Matthew. We'll get Matthew, and in 6 years we'll go and get Brady too. We'll just have the whole Kachuk family on the team.
I get that
Who cares
that's
if we
feasible,
don't win?
but those were not the people that were picking the phone up. It wasn't the Bluesers picking the phone up, calling about him. Okay?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Armstrong wasn't going to give what Florida gave.
You guys act like Armstrong is Jesus Christ himself. That you guys have won. You have won one cup in almost 60 years of playing ice hockey, okay?
How many has Florida won?
I don't care what they've won. I couldn't give two shits about Florida. My point is that you've won one cup in almost...
You know, I'm sorry, man. I gotta pull this. You know, this is my show. Things need to be going.
You think that guy's ever going to stop talking?
Probably not, Tyler.
Yeah, I apologize, man.
No, I didn't know that he was gonna get all rowdy like that. I guess.
Do you think that guy's ever going to stop talking?
Probably not, and I'm not gonna.
He's probably still talking. He's probably still talking to himself.
Who just joined?
Oh, my name's Dean Kaplan.
Oh,
hey Dean, how you doing?
Hey, Dean.
Good, fellas. How are you?
Fine.
Good. Tell us a little about yourself, Dean, so I know who I'm talking to.
Well, if there's one thing you got to know about me, big boy, is that I hate him. I hate him like the rest.
You hate who?
He left.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Trevor, I apologize about
Yes,
that, man. I really do.
No, it's all right. I mean, you know, I understand how these things go. Like,
yeah, well, actually, my show's normally not like that, right?
No, it's not.
And you know, I apologize.
so I'm a Missouri guy. This is a Blues podcast.
Yes,
Yep.
Normally it is. I cover all St. Louis sports, but I try and stick to the Blues. I had to cover and you know, I apologize. This is not what I expected. I wanted a fun Sunday.
Hey, don't be sorry for me. You know, I guess I got a question for you.
Fire away.
Fans. Tell me about your thoughts on Stan.
On what?
Stan.
Kroenke. Oh, Stan Kroenke?
Yeah. What do you like?
He's a good businessman. He's a good businessman, but he's a terrible person.
All right, so let it fly, baby. Go.
Right? Well, no, I mean what he did to St. Louis and what he did to the way he set that up, the way he left, and then even with the lawsuit, he didn't even take the whole thing.
Hey, we have no football team. He won with the Rams. He won with the Rockies. We got nothing.
Yeah, well, not the Rockies. He won with the Avalanche.
Rock, you know what I mean. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
In Colorado.
Yeah.
We got nothing.
I get it. Tyler?
Yeah, what's up? Sorry, I was listening to you guys. I just muted my mic.
Can you see the private chat, Tyler? I want to put something in the private chat to make sure that I'm not getting trolled here.
I don't see anything. I don't know how to access it.
Okay. Well, I have somebody in the chat saying on trying to get into the thing saying they're Colton Parayko, and I don't know if you sent it to him.
There's no, I didn't send it to him. No.
Yeah. So.
It's somebody probably trolling.
Yeah, I'll just kind of move that. Who was Dean Kaplan? Is that somebody you invited?
Yeah, I sent out a link to like some of like the Blues and Cardinals guys I know or whatever, but I think he's the guy that works down at the stadium or something.
Okay, are you still with us, Dean? Sorry about that. We had a rough moment there for a second.
I'm here, fellas.
Okay, no problem. So yeah, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Dean, because I'm trying to not lose my head tonight.
Dean works down at Scott Trade Center, so that's why I invited him.
Yeah, I work down at the center. I'm a pretty decently big Blues fan, but I don't really know any players on the team. I just like the sport. I don't know the head coach either, honestly.
Well, what are your thoughts on the Kachuk deal there, Dean?
Who?
Sorry, what did I miss? Did I miss something?
Who's Dean?
Dean.
Oh, that's me.
Say again?
This guy is not even.
My name is Dean.
I think we started day drinking a little too early.
Do you let some booze bag in here? What's going on?
Get him out of here.
There we go. Okay, sorry about that, man. What a rough day here. Wow, I feel really bad now. Let's get into Trevor. Let's get into Trevor and your career. First of all, you're going through injury rehab. What are you hoping for the end of the year? You hoping to get back? You hoping
honestly, I'm gonna be real honest. I'm gonna get fresh. I don't like the Giants. I think their fucking medical staff stinks. They keep fucking underselling me like I'm not gonna come back. I know better. I'm better than this. I know they're throwing me $4.5 million, which is awesome and all. And if they're ready to pull me up, I'm ready. But at the same time, it's like, hey, I know I have value add, and you sitting me here, stuffing me in a corner at AT&T, it's not going to play. Like, keep it moving. Like, I'm ready to make moves. I'll tell you what, if you guys have connections with the Cardinals, I mean, maybe we talk about a reunion. I don't know.
No, I wish I did have some connections with the Cardinals. My only thing, I met the owner once at last year at the Centene during the or before the alumni camp. That's the best I got, my friend.
Yeah. I was going to ask Trevor a question, because
fire away, Lance. You're more of a baseball guy than me.
Yeah.
Go ahead, my man. Go ahead.
Yeah, all right, no problem. As a young pitcher coming into the league, when you're in the minor leagues and you have routines, would you say your routine to get ready for a game or to get into shape or to be ready for the season has changed over the years? Do you have to do more of it in the off season? Is it about the same? I think that might be a question some people might want answered. Is your routine similar?
Hey, honestly, fuck yeah, it's changed. When I was a rookie and riding the buses, it stunk. Then I started all of a sudden acting like I belonged there. I started playing well, and then they pulled me out of that bullshit, and I started taking planes instead of buses. Riding the minors, it is the worst in the world. They pay you $1,200 a month, and you get nothing. When you start actually showing up and doing well, they pull you directly out, and then you get to wave at the rest of the guys down there to help motivate them up. Yeah, it changed big time. Now I'm at the point where I don't get out of bed for less than $2 million. It's that easy. It's that easy. Stu knows it. Stu, like, he's in the same boat I am. He can speak to it too. The rookie days, we're talking 12 plus years in. We're done with it. We're done with it.
I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah. I checked Trevor Willard's bullpen he threw 2 days ago. I don't know what it is, Matt Lowe.
I was going to ask Tyson if he's going to be visiting his cousin in Florida very much on the beach.
Yeah. What did
I don't
you
want
think
to create too much controversy here, but I don't know a Tyson, so I want that to be like thrown out here.
Yeah, he's
Right.
Kachuk's dad's cousin. Like
Fair.
Tyson, what do you think about the trade to Florida? You gonna get on down there?
I mean, I think we're all kind of shocked. Like, my Uncle Keith, he's, him and Chantel are building a house down there. We all knew it. I didn't think Maddie wanted to be down there.
Hey, Tyson, real quick. I have sent out some invites to some Blues players too, and Zach Sanford could possibly be joining. And I threw an invite out to Jake Wallman again, but I don't know if he'll actually join or not. We'll see. I told
as long as they're on video, it's got to be on video.
Yeah. They're video. They'll come on video.
Okay. Well, if it's video, I'll let him in. But right now, we'll kind of hold off on that. That would be cool. But
I was gonna say, I don't want to cut you off, guy, but that whole Dean Kaplan thing, that got kind of weird for a minute. I'm gonna be honest.
The what?
The Dean Kaplan thing got kind of weird for a minute there. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. I apologize. Someone's been passing out my my invite a little too much, so dealing with it as best I can here. You know what? There's this is something that's took me away from baseball, the strike zone, right? How it bounces left and right. It has it's not solid. What could the MLB do to really help the strike zone?
So all this bullshit about robots, throw it out the window. Like, if you believe that baseball should remain in its purest form, you take that robot nonsense, you get it out. You train umpires how to be better at what they do, and you take that electronic bullshit, you send it to the fucking curb. Kick it the fuck out.
I'm like somewhere in between with that. I would, my thing is, and the one thing that I see, and maybe it's part of the game, but like the other Molina, he's great at framing pitches, right?
The best.
Yeah, and I get some of that, but wouldn't you like to see? Wouldn't you like to see it be closer to what it actually is? I mean, if there was a technological way to help it get closer, wouldn't you want that?
So baking is a science. Cooking is an art. I want the art.
That's fair enough.
In and me out. I want you to add just enough seasoning, just enough this and that to make it happen. I don't want it black and white. I want the gray. Bring Trevor the gray, damn it. Bring me the gray.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I understand that. I do understand that, and I apologize for trying to catch my breath here real quick and get into this. I haven't followed your career. I'll be honest there, Trevor. What are some of what's your favorite team that you've played for?
Oh, it's the Cardinals for sure. What are we doing?
Oh my goodness!
I love how much of a straight shooter Trevor is here. I mean, the guy's a fucking beauty.
Hey, guy, I got a question. Is there a way? I know you're playing this. Is there a way that, like, are you saving this anywhere? Is it downloaded? Is it the kind?
It's on YouTube.
Yep.
It's on YouTube.
On YouTube. All right, bet.
On the BlueNote Fan Report on YouTube, Trevor.
When Stu asked me to come through, I didn't know any better. I'd like to show this to my buddies because, honestly, there are some times, like, when you get to go in and speak your mind and, like, kind of it falls into the ether. I'm glad that it came through to get people to know better. And I'm glad I came on here. I'm glad you're doing your thing. I'm glad Tyson's doing his thing. And I'm glad you're doing your thing too, Lance. I appreciate it, gentlemen. That. You do. You have a great night.
You too, Trevor. Buddy. Thank you so much.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, sir. Well, that was a shocker here. Did not expect that at all. Tyson, you still with us, bud?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm ready to
Thanks,
talk.
buddy. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry about that, man. It just things got a little bit crazy there.
I always knew that Trevor was a straight shooter, but I didn't know he was that much of a straight shooter. But you know what?
Yeah,
guys like him and guys like Brett Hall in the NHL, I love him for it. After getting to spend a couple hours with Brett at Grant's premiere here in St. Louis, I was Grant's guest. Brett's great. People may take him as being, really strange and can't keep his mouth shut. He knew me for an hour, and I asked if I could get my picture with him and Grant, and he kept walking around and walking around. All of a sudden, he comes over and grabs me. He says, "Come here, you big, tall, huge bastard. Get over here. You said you wanted a picture." That's what I love about Brett Hall.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of pull something up here real quick. I don't know. It didn't look like him. I don't know if it was him or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, we got.
No, that's.
I thought Tyler. I thought you left us, bud.
You're back.
No, it kicked me out, and then it made me try to use like a YouTube to get back in or something. I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Strange.
Hey, Tyson.
I had to make a YouTube account.
Yeah, what's going on?
You still with us, bud?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so let's get into this. The Tkachuk going to Florida. I mean, that just shocked everybody, right? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think Florida's going to be a really good team out of it. Yeah. I know right off the bat, you're losing a guy like Huberdeau, who's a leader there. But I think it was a good return for Calgary. And then Mackenzie Weegar, he's another, good defenseman. But I think they were worried they were going to lose those guys, and they knew that they could lock up Matty long term. And that's why they made the deal. Maybe right away, on paper they're not better because you're losing Huberdeau, a guy who just had a career year, and like a historical year for being a winger. I think he had the most points as a left winger, and
115.
But Matty's gonna be. He's excited. He was texting me. He's like, dude, you're gonna have to come down. I think he's already looking at places down there, so I'm excited.
Good for him.
Florida. It's a little bit nicer than Calgary. That place. I only went up there once. He invited me once, but that place it is honestly kind of a dump. So I'm pretty excited though to be in South Beach, where all the beautiful women are.
So this was the tweet that I put out earlier today. I said that in order for the Blues to get Tkachuk, what I think that the deal had to be, the best deal that they could have offered to get Tkachuk would have been Ryan O'Reilly, Jordan Kyrou, either Jake Neighbors or Bolduc, and a 2023 first-round pick. And my question is, would you pay that price? Would you pay that price to get, based on what they took, that's what it would be, right?
Yeah, I think it'd be a lot, and I think obviously Matty wanted to be here, and the fans wanted him here, or in St. Louis. But it'd be a lot. But you got to look at it as what's their plan with Ryan O'Reilly? You're paying Robert Thomas big boy money. He's gonna be your number one center. You guys have a ton of center depth as well with Barbashev. You've got Shen, who actually prefers to play center. Logan Brown, there's tons of depth there. Maybe not as much top end talent if you lose O'Reilly, but I agree. I think that's a pretty fair comparison to what Florida gave up, and it probably is right around what you would have had to give it up to get him. I don't know. I was shocked. I thought Matty kind of had Calgary's hands tied. Like I said, he really wanted to be in St. Louis, but you kind of had to settle for Florida. Like I said, you got nice weather, good up and coming team. The state tax is huge. I think Matty might have even taken a little bit less in St. Louis, but 9.5, 90% of that's all signing bonus money. It's just, that's huge. He's going to save so much in the long run. And he's so smart. His dad, Keith and Keith kind of taught his boys, my dad didn't really teach me as much, but, Keith taught his boys how to be businessmen, and it clearly shows. You look at the deals that Matty and Brady both got, and they're making really good money for where they're at in their careers.
Yeah, they both signed good contracts. And actually, I was surprised that Brady signed his when he did for as long as he did, because he still had 3 years left of free agency.
How old is Brady once that deal's over? Is it 31 or 30?
No, I think he'd be younger than that.
I thought he'd be
Really?
29, but I might be wrong.
I
If
think
he's
gonna be
29, if he's 29, and then like when Matthew's like 33, I could see both of them playing for the Blues like after their deals are up in their respective cities. Don't you guys think so? Kind of like when Paul
possible.
kind of like when Paul Stastny came back here.
Yeah, I think that's possible. When is Brady's contract over? He's 22 now. No, he'll be like 28, I think.
Oh, really?
Right? I think
I thought it was
it'll be
28 or 29. Yeah, I thought it was
he was
28
older.
or
Let me go
29.
look. Brady is 22. Yeah, man, I forgot he's a 99.
Yep.
That's crazy.
He's 22.
Yeah, never mind. Then I'm way
He'll be
off.
23 this year. Brady will be 23 this year.
I forgot that. Didn't he go to college like earlier?
Yeah, he'll be
or something
28.
like that?
He'll be 28. No, he didn't. He went straight into the league.
Yep.
Tyson said his thing's messing up too. He said he just dropped out and then it's making him make a YouTube or something and because to get in.
That is strange.
He says he has to get on YouTube or Facebook to get back on.
Okay. Well, I apologize. Because of whoever that was in there, I had to.
Oh, it's all good. I was just letting you know. It's like it times you out and then you have to like rejoin or something.
Yeah, I had to do a little bit of Tyler, I say this with all due respect. You know, I know you're trying to help the show, and I greatly appreciate that. But please, you know.
No, I'm my bad. I sent it out to like a chat, so I don't know all the people that are in there. I just know I know like 5 or 6 or 7 people, but then like if it's some random people are in there that I don't know, but I thought they were trustworthy. But if like somebody joined that like you said they sent the link out to somebody else, then you know.
Yeah,
but I was just trying to get some.
It made me look really, really bad, and I apologize.
No, guy, it didn't make you look bad.
I think. Yeah, I think so. He's just strong. I don't think it made you look bad.
Yeah.
I think people had a laugh out of it. Looking like the chat was laughing at it.
Yeah, well, I hope so. So, but I don't want him laughing. I don't want him laughing at me. That's just because
I
think they were
laughing at the. I think they were laughing at the banter.
Yeah.
Me and Lance were laughing at him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great, and I appreciate that.
I'm just glad to have it. I'm glad to have another goalie on the show, so I just want to say that.
We have a lot of views tonight too. It looks like from all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I didn't know where the view. I wasn't even looking at the views, to be honest with you.
I saw them shoot up to 12 when they were all arguing.
Yeah. I want to bring something up, and this is going to be I'll call it a hot take if you want. A lot of people are sitting there and saying that by not signing Perron, that the Blues didn't get better, that they've gotten worse. And I'm actually going to say I don't agree with that. I think that not signing Perron could put the Blues in a much better direction, right? One of the things that you have to look at, and I did some number searching today.
Mm-hmm.
This season, our last season, Perron was a 1.03 points per game guy, right? Played 56 games, scored 58 points. This year, the injuries added up. He only played, I think it was 68 games and had 58 points. Dropped down to a 0.85. Now, it's 0.85 is still good, but when you're looking over an 82-game season and you're missing all those games, I think that, and especially at his age, because he's 34, pushing 35, you're starting to see that degradation on him, and it can be rapid. That might be something that just drops down. That could be a rapid drop. And not only that, there are guys in the system. It's the same thing with Pat Maroon when the Blues decided not to sign Pat Maroon. There were guys in the system that they felt needed to come along. And I think that's what's happening here. I think that there are guys in the system that the Blues need to see if they can take that spot. And the one, to me, that screams Perron, is Kostin. I think Kostin is in some ways the same type of player. He's got a body, he can get in front of the net, but he takes too many penalties. This has got, and you know, he was a first-round draft pick. Albeit he was the last pick in the first round, he's still a first-round pick. This is his put-up-or-shut-up year, and you don't want him coming with the excuse, well, you only let me play so many games. That's why I think letting Perron go might help the Blues out. Lance, do you agree with me on that?
I here's the thing, and I think Tyler's seen it, all through the times he's played as a kid up until, being an e-bug and all that. The thing is, every player reaches that point at different times. Some players, you can see the decline at 31, 32. You can see it slowly, and it slowly happens, and they play till they're 35, 36. That they're not getting as much minutes. They're on team-friendly deals. And then there's guys that don't get good till they're 28, 29, 30 years old, and they have 4 or 5 pretty dang good years, and they're the player you thought they would be. But I think a lot of times those kind of guys really fall off quickly. And I still think Perron's going to be good, but I don't think he has the numbers in Detroit that he had in St. Louis. I just don't. I think he'll be a 40-point guy. But I thought Doug Armstrong was very smart. He told Perron and he told Letty both. Basically, Perron, they did negotiate. I don't care what Perron says. They did negotiate, and Perron told him what he wanted. His agent said $5.5 to $6 million. Armstrong said, this is what we've got to spend. We can't go that high. And if you remember, a couple of days before the trade deadline, or a week, not the trade deadline, the free agency, Perron came out and said he's going to test free agency. Is that Doug Armstrong's fault? Perron could have said, I'll take less to stay here. But I love David Perron. Don't get me wrong, people. I think he was great for St. Louis. He loves the city. But I honestly think, like Guy thinks, it's time for some other players to come up and make some strides. Costin is one of those guys. Guy, I've stuck up for him for years. He's only played 40-some-odd games in the NHL. But this is his opportunity, if given the opportunity by Berube and the coaching staff and Doug Armstrong, and he doesn't pan out, by all means move on. But if he pans out, hey, that makes them not signing Perron look even better.
I think with Costin, the only thing is I've been hearing a lot of stuff that he might go back to Russia because he was unhappy about he's
unhappy.
Yeah, being sent to the AHL and stuff. And, they still have his rights, but, you haven't really heard anything.
Nope.
In terms of re-signing him yet or anything? Because he's an RFA now.
Well, he's got a qualifying offer, so basically he either signs that or he doesn't play.
Yeah, right. Or he goes to the KHL.
I'm wondering if he's going to go to the KHL, which I guess, it could be a situation, and it's obviously not it won't be as big of a deal as when Sobotka went to the KHL and then he came back, and then years later. I mean, maybe that might be the best thing for Costin.
Well, he's already been to the KHL once.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying maybe that's the best thing for him right now is he needs to get himself playing more than – and I don't know. I don't really know what's wrong with Costin. I feel like he needs to develop his offensive game more, if anything, because I feel like he threw some pretty big hits when he played here. His offensive game was lacking, and the guy that I look at more replacing Perron, if I had to guess, is Neighbors, just because he already made the team last year, and I feel like Chief loves his defensive game, and Guy, going back to what you were saying, kind of about Perron. I almost think they're going to take less goals or try to score less goals, but play better deep. You know what I'm saying? Not try to score less goals, but they had a surplus of goals last year. And I almost feel like they'll try to play better defense.
If the offense was clicking, the team won. If the offense wasn't clicking, the team didn't win.
Exactly.
They were, and I think the number was 9, 17, and 10 in goals where they scored games where they scored 3 goals or less. Right? That right there says everything to me. Now, one of the things that I think everyone else is missing is Letty. Right? And with Letty, Berube's defensive system, for some reason, is difficult for defensemen to learn.
Well, do you know why? Because a lot of defensive systems in the NHL, they want their guys to play defense, but they're also looking for them to move the puck, and they got to be in certain areas. His system's a little different than everybody's system. We saw Falk come in, Guy, and everybody ripped him apart the first year. And I said, listen, give Justin Falk another year in, and he'll know the system, and he'll be great. And what is he? He's great. And I said the same thing about Krug. Give Krug more time in Berube's system, and he'll be very good. Krug's very good. I think the same thing with Letty. I think Letty will be even better this year.
Well,
am I wrong, Tyler?
I'm going to stop you right there because Letty already got the system. I thought Letty picked the system up.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm saying he'll be even better when he plays more in the system.
That's what I'm saying. It took Krug a full season to pick the system up. It took Falk a full season to pick the system up.
Mm-hmm.
I think Letty's picked the system up already.
Yeah, he's done pretty good with it.
Right? Tyson or Tyler, do you agree with me, bud?
I agree with the Letty thing. My thing with Letty too is like, I don't know. I still think there's a deal to be. I don't know if it's to be made or if it's going to happen with Letty or not with Letty. With the defensemen, because we have 8 defensemen on one-way deals.
Yep.
And I talked to Strickland about it, and he kind of told me, he's like, well, it doesn't matter. You never have too many defensemen, which I agree with. But he also said like you could send Perunovich down to the minors still without needing waivers.
Yep.
But I don't know. I just feel like for his development. I was injured last year. I just feel like for his development, like Perunovich needs to play in the NHL. And and my thing is like I still don't think Army's done. I don't think he's going to sign a free agent by any means.
Yeah.
I don't really know if there's a free agent out there that makes. I mean, me and
I think
Jacob Chikrin, baby.
When me and Tyson talked about this earlier, he was saying like Sonny Milano and guys like that, and I was like, yeah, I agree. I agree that those guys would be like nice, like things to try. I just think we're so set on forward now that the only way we get a forward is if we move one out. You know what I mean? And like I almost think there's going to be a move, and I don't know what it's going to be. Like I mean,
got to move out Tarasenko.
Well, I was going to just make the comment on Tyson talking about Chychrun. I like the guy. He's a good young defenseman. But I don't know if you've heard what Phoenix wants for him. They want 4 or 5 pieces. And I'm sorry, he's not a top pairing guy. Jacob Chychrun is not a top pairing guy. I put him as a number 4 defenseman. Is he good? Is he a good young defenseman? If you could get him, Tyson, for a good haul, by all means get him. But I wouldn't want to be giving 4 or 5 good pieces away for Jacob Chychrun.
I agree. Hey, Guy, check out my chair I got. This would look great in your fan.
Oh, great.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You want to send that to me?
Yeah,
that looks like that make me sit a little bit higher, for that. That's cool, bud.
That belongs in your fan cave right there.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Absolutely, my friend. You know what also belongs in my fan cave is a Stewart jersey signed.
Oh yeah, I don't even. You know what's funny?
Stewie?
Is I don't even have I only have like one jersey and I have it hung up or whatever, like in a frame, and they didn't give me any other ones. There was one night I got dressed. It was actually a night that Jake Allen got hurt at the beginning of the season with the Blackhawks, and we were wearing our 3rd jerseys, and I saw my jersey hung up like ready to go in case I had to go in, and they never gave me that jersey.
Oh,
it's somewhere down at Enterprise Center kicking around.
Yeah, well, you gotta make a phone call, man. You gotta hook me up there, T.
Tyler, I think you need to call the equipment manager and find out where that jersey's at.
I know, I agree.
I bought it at the gear sale. It was only $10.
Oh.
No, you see, for me, and I think we brought up some really good points here. Now, there's 2 things that I think the Blues can do, and one of the moves I almost absolutely positively see happening. And it's a James Neal type move, right? You're going to put at a bare minimum right now, Torpachenko on IR, on LTIR. We already know that. So there's $750,000 that opens up. There may be a James Neal type player out there available to sign. And this is a team that, St. Louis has a reputation for, Stewie, you were there, bud. You were on the ice in the Enterprise Center in the Big E. You heard it. This is a place that the players like to come and play. Am I right or wrong?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't think the Blues, I always look at Columbus. Columbus could be St. Louis. It's just we have a better because the cities are pretty similar in terms of size and in terms of growing a family and stuff like that, I would say. So that's why I was rooting for Columbus to get Gaudreau, and I was happy for them. And I always look at St. Louis as almost the thing that Columbus should look at and be okay, if we can just get some guys to stay here after their career, and they've gotten Rick Nash to stay there and stuff like that. It's if they can build up an alumni base, kind of like the Blues did, I think it helps. It's just a trickle down effect, and it makes it. And then people tell their friends, "Oh, this is a good city," and I think. But I think St. Louis has done that so well that they literally have probably the 2nd best alumni base in the league behind Montreal. And I think that's another thing that like players like Krug and Saad and who's the other one? Like Bozak, some of those guys that are like in their late or not like later 30s, but you know what I mean, like early 30s, they just started a family. They're more inclined to sign in St. Louis rather than like I don't know, like wherever, right? Like Matthew's going to Florida and he's going to play in. I mean, it's pretty. It's
you know what for a single guy that's 24, South Beach is perfect.
Yeah, that's not a bad.
Problem
setup,
is, what happens when he does what his brother does, and gets engaged, and now
there you go.
Now you're in South Beach and your wife wants you to stay home and not go out.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Well, the bad thing about that, people, and I think you guys probably know this. I mean, for the people that don't know, but like the arena down there is between Fort Lauderdale and Miami. Yes. It's in the weirdest place ever. Mm-hmm. It's not even but I mean, it's still Florida, I guess. And I'll be honest. He got a sick deal. I mean, he's getting a ton of signing bonus money. It's no state income tax. He's playing on a great hockey team. And, I think he made their team better, even though they lost Huberdeau. I just think he brings, a different style that they didn't really have. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
Ryan Green says this, and it's like you were just talking about, Tyler. What started the St. Louis love for hockey, it's guys like Plager that stuck around the Blues and supported the city and committed to engaging with the fans. And I was on another podcast, Marty's Illegal Stick, and I talked about this. Like, we did all-time blues, and my all-time blues don't equal what everybody else's are, right? Because I don't look just at numbers. I look at, what they meant to the to the city in itself. Like, one of my honorable mention forwards was Frank St. Gervais, right? Frank was here for 5 years. He was part of that original guys that just stuck with this team and helped build the team to what it was. Tilo, I was making a joke. That's what I'm talking. That's for me. And the Plagers, what they did staying here. And you look at, guys like yourself, Tyler, guys like Pat Maroon, the Kachucks, Luke Kewen, Weidman, the guy from, and I'm sorry, I can't think of his name right now.
Keller, Brown, all those guys.
The guy from Arizona.
Frederick, right? Keller. Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Right? Those guys, when they came up, their coaches had PhDs in hockey.
Yeah, my coaches growing up were and I think Tyson, he had some coaches that he had that were pro guys growing up and stuff like that. But it's my coaches, I had Tony Twist and Kelly Chase and just different guys like that, where it's you're getting guys that play in the NHL, and it's crazy. And I mean, those kids that were Brady's age and Matthew's age, they had Jeff Brown as their coach growing up their entire time. I mean, you can't beat and there's definitely a correlation from having Brown and having 6 guys go in the first round, or whatever it was, 5 guys, and then
5 guys in the first round. Yeah,
it's crazy.
And it's great also. If you go down to practice, the thing about I love the Blues, you never know which ex-player is going to be there. You see ex-players at practices. I mean, I've talked to people in other cities, and they'll go, yeah, from time to time, like in Calgary, people have seen Laney McDonald there, but it's not very much, especially since he's getting older. But in St. Louis, if you go to some practices or where the guys, train and stuff, there's always alumni guys there. And I remember moving out from California, watching the Golden Seals. Yes, I'm that old, guys. Watching the Golden Seals and the Cleveland Barons, and moving out here and getting season tickets when I was 6 years old when I started playing ice hockey. And even if I would see the guys out at the malls, I mean, even up until this day, if you see a Blues player somewhere out, they don't push away from you. They don't say they don't want to sign something. As long as you're respectful to them and don't invade their space, they are very nice to you. And that's just what I love about the city. But that's hockey players in general. People don't understand. NHL players are some of the nicest, down-to-earth people you would ever want to meet.
For sure.
All right. Well, Tyson, Tyler, here's a good one for you. How important are coaches in a young player's game?
Huge.
Does it create a foundation till he gets older and drafted, or?
I just think the fact that when you're a kid, you're just if you have a guy that played in the NHL, you just I don't know if it's not you wouldn't respect another adult more. It's just more you as a kid, he played in the National Hockey League, so therefore you're you're kind of in awe of him, I guess, if you want to say, as like a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously, like, as they help you growing up, they, like, I guarantee you, like, all those kids, especially like the Kachuk boys, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they were in a locker room with their dad all the time, stuff, and then like they get in the NHL, they kind of like know how it all works. So it's like
Yeah.
they're more prepared. They're more prepared than, and maybe they like even just like stuff like this trade request thing. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I know in Calgary they think that like, you know, Matthew handled it way better than Johnny Gaudreau did, and I don't think Gaudreau handled it like a lot of Flames fans think he was like out to like get the Flames and like screw him over, and I think it literally was just he could not decide, like, because it was that hard on him. Where like Matthew, I think he handled it like good. Like it helped them and it helped himself. You know what I mean? I'm sure like Big Walt like helped him in that process, you know?
Yeah. Well, I actually, and I don't mean to, you know, Tyson, don't get mad at me here. I kind of felt it was flipped. I thought that Gaudreau did it a little better than Tkachuk did. But at the same time, you know, Gaudreau kind of had this, never gave the Canucks a feeling that he was going to stay there. Right. And he did start bringing up his dad being sick earlier in the season. So there was some of that to it. I don't know. I think that Matt kind of forced Calgary's hand.
Yeah, but I don't know how much earlier you wanted him to say anything. Because, I mean, if Johnny signs there, he probably stays, right? So I mean,
and that's true too. And that is true too. He may have stayed, but would you have been able to? I don't think you could have afforded both of them at $9 million apiece.
They could have made the money work because Milan Lucic contract was coming up. They could have made
and Monahan's off the books next year. Here's a hot take.
Yeah.
I bet you Sean Monahan somehow ends up in Columbus next year. Not this upcoming year, but the next year. Because I think he's going to have to
see that.
He's best friends with Johnny Hockey, and I think he's going to have to prove himself because he's had so many injuries. Like, I don't see him staying in Calgary. Not after this year, at least. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, he could be traded too. I mean, they could move him along. I think Calgary took a step backwards, unfortunately, and may have taken a huge one.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's a tough spot just because they screwed themselves by not signing Gaudreau a year ago, in my opinion. They should have signed Johnny Gaudreau a year ago, but they didn't for whatever reason. I don't know why they said they don't. Like, people have been saying like they didn't know what they had in him. Like, what do you mean? He had 99 points like a few years ago, and I know he had a down year the year before. But I mean, if you would have given Johnny an 8-year deal times $9 million, like last year, I bet he would have taken it probably.
Yeah, and I can tell you one thing reason that they didn't sign him, and I know this for a fact. They were very upset at his playoff performances. It's like he disappeared and got pushed around too much, and that's one thing that they were a little iffy on giving him that long contract, which, hey, some guys have bad playoffs, and then they have good playoffs. Not every player is going to be great in the playoffs. You can be great in the regular season, but the style of play changes in the playoffs, and Gaudreau's a smaller player, and teams can push him around in the playoffs and get him off his game. And I think that's why Calgary, from what I'm being told, that's one of the reasons why they didn't offer it to him. But I will tell you this, I'm being told that they wish, like you said, they would have offered it to him.
Yeah, now they're kicking themselves. But it's hindsight 2020. It's hindsight 2020, obviously. It's like you never know what really is going to happen with it.
Do you want to know what that reminds me of? Reminds me of Pavel Demitra.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Remember the negotiations, the arbitration hearings he went to with the Blues a couple of times, right?
Yeah, I remember that I remember back from like what I remember, like I know I was like younger, but I remember my dad telling me that basically like he came out of nowhere and then just and then basically just fried him essentially because they didn't know what they had.
Well, yeah, but I remember this. There was an interview he did, and I remember seeing it, and he was talking about after the arbitration and going, it was really hard for me to hear them talk so bad about me when I thought I was doing good, you know, and that's what their job is. I'm not, you know, I understand what the management's doing. When you go to arbitration, you got to present your side, and you've got to present it in the best way possible. And if you got to say this guy didn't show up during the playoffs, you got to say this guy didn't show up during the playoffs. So I understand that. But at the same time, you know, what if Pavel could have stayed in St. Louis? Well, you know, could he have? But he was also in that period of, of the rebuild too. So maybe it's best that he did move along. I'm not sure. but it reminds me of the same thing, right? With
No, for
Gaudreau
sure.
and that.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I gotta hop out of here, but
No problem.
I appreciate you guys letting me hang out tonight. Or
Thanks
whatever.
for
Like,
coming
sorry
on.
about, like I said, I won't post that stuff in that chat anymore because
Yeah,
obviously
no,
there's people.
Tyson, Tyler, sorry. With all due respect, if you want someone to join us, that's great. Make sure that they're legitimate and they come on with video. That's all I
Yeah,
ask.
no, I got you.
And
Yeah,
and I
appreciate it.
and you know I just got to protect my show, man. And I hope you understand that. And I appreciate you on it, and I still want you on it, but I got to protect my show. I hope you can understand
Right.
that.
No, and I think, like I said, I think everyone kind of, anybody that was watching, I don't think anybody took it like, I don't think there was anything too bad. I think everyone like giggled about it, but it wasn't a big deal, hopefully.
I got a couple of texts. I got a couple of
Oh,
really
okay.
yeah.
All right. Yeah. Sorry about that.
So,
Yeah. Like, but no, we'll,
Yeah.
I'll hop back in whenever you guys want me to, but I'm going to hop
Awesome.
out tonight, but I
yeah. Well,
appreciate you guys.
one last thing, you know, and I do want to apologize to you about how I acted on that chat.
Oh, dude, I don't care, man. It was just a Saturday night thing, like for fun. People just
Yeah,
having
but
fun.
yeah,
I'm
I
glad.
got
I'm glad.
that
But
guy.
hey, sometimes you need somebody. You need to put people in their place, and you put them in his place. You know.
Yeah, I don't know if I did that because you ended up kicking me out of the chat, but
No,
right.
it's all
But
good.
so I just wanted to apologize to you for getting out of hand.
Oh, it's all good. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay,
Guys,
thanks.
fuck- Thanks, Tyson, too.
Fuck that guy. Don't worry about him,
Yep.
guys.
No problem,
Yeah.
Tyson. Thanks. Hey, Tyson, when you going to get Maddie on the show or Brady?
I texted Brady. Brady, I don't know. I mean, they're getting ready for the season,
Yeah.
so like probably sometime, maybe sometime like next year, like after the season's over. But you know, Brady just got engaged and stuff, so like he's
Yeah.
like I said, he's kind of the talker. He'd probably be on the show more than Maddie right now.
Yeah,
But
Matt's kind of quiet.
1 hour, man. That's all I ask. 1 hour.
I'll keep pushing it on him. But hey, man, I'm gonna have to take off too, guys.
Take it
Okay,
easy,
no
bud.
problem, Tyson. Thanks, man.
Hey, have a good one, you guys.
Bye, bud.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah, sorry about that, everybody, for what that was. I do apologize. I should have taken a lot of control sooner. I was trying to respect one of my guests who was inviting them, and it did get out of hand, and I do apologize. I will try and do better next time. That's all I can say.
Hey, that's all we can do is learn from stuff that happens and move forward.
Brian Green says if Minnesota had a bad start to the season, would they try dumping Fleury? Oh, I think so. I absolutely think so. I mean, you got him for 2 years, right? And Fleury's what, 37, 38?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and he's had injuries, hasn't he?
He's been injured before, yeah.
Hasn't he had a couple of concussions?
It's only 3.5 million. I think the only way they would even garner giving him up, it would have to be, they'd have to be pretty bad. I'm talking one of the worst teams in the league 30 games in. And I think if they're anywhere within 10, 12 points of a playoff spot, and let's say it's that bad of a season, I think they still keep him. Now maybe in the off season they move him, but I think it would take something really bad because Billy Guerin is really proud of bringing him back. He still has a lot of confidence in him, and you know he's a little disgruntled still over the Cam Talbot thing, but you know they're moving on, and Fleury's their guy, and you know they'll see what they can do about having a strong backup there because right now I don't think they really do.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up to see if they no, he has a no move clause. Straight up 35 plus with a no movement clause. Wow. Yeah, they're not moving him whatsoever. I don't understand the no move clauses. I mean, I get it from the player's perspective. I don't see why a team would want it.
It's another way to say, okay, we can't give you a no trade clause, and we understand that you may want to leave, or that we may want to, move on from you, and we'd like to have the ability to move you somewhere. And players are like, well, I can't get a no trade clause, but at least I'll have somewhat control of where I go. And that's the only, sometimes it's good for the team, sometimes it's good for the player.
Well, no movement clause is more stringent than a no trade clause.
Yeah, I'm talking about a modified. No trade clause.
Yeah, modified no trade. Yeah. And I can see that, but the no movement clause, that just, wow, that just, right. What's our top line? Tyler, how you doing, bud? I don't know. I honestly don't know. For me, I think it would be, I would go O'Reilly, Shin, Who was on the other side of that?
Buchnevich?
No, not Bushnevich. Oh man, now I'm blanking out here. Who's on the other side of that? It was O'Reilly, Shin. Was it O'Reilly, Shin, and Perron, or did Shin play down?
I think Shin normally was on the second or third line.
Second line, so he wasn't on the top line.
No.
So it was O'Reilly.
I think it was Perron.
Perron, okay. O'Reilly, Perron, and who on that line? Was it Shin? No.
I think it was Shin.
Okay. So looking at this, Kyrou. I could see Kyrou coming up to that.
Possibly.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I could see Kyrou. Now, if they are dead set on neighbors coming in, Thomas, Kyrou, Tarasenko. No, I don't like that line. I think
no, I
Thomas.
don't like that either. Not
yeah,
yet.
if you want to do, if you want Thomas and Tarasenko together, I think you got to put Bushnevich out there because they worked really well together. Right?
Very well.
I want Barbashev to have I want Barbashev to be able to try and have that out of this world year, right? Because I think he can. I don't think he's topped out. I know you think he is. I don't think he is.
Yeah,
Right?
I think Ivan Barbashev is a player he has come to be. May he score a couple more goals in a year? Yeah, but I think I want him to have a great year because I don't think it matters because I think the Blues move on from him to make other moves. But if he has a great year and the Blues want to keep him, it's going to be very difficult for them to keep him.
Yeah, well, I mean, see, but he's a guy that if we lost, I mean, that's almost, it's not a pawn sacrifice, but it's like a knight sacrifice, and I'm not good with playing with knights, so I could see that, right?
Yeah.
Like when I play chess, I am horrible with sacrifices, absolutely horrible. But I'm also not a guy that plays very well with his knights. I never have. I never caught on to knights, so I would give them up rather quickly because to me, the chance of the way I played with, I didn't play good with them anyways. So why make it something? Just get rid of it. Take something for it, and then play from there. So to me, I look at Barbashev as a knight, and on a chessboard, and he's a guy that I could say, okay, I see how you play, but I could get rid of this.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's where I'm not sold on neighbors coming right up. But also, I think in our defense, I'm telling you, I watched some video of Kessel, and I like what this guy brings, and to think if he could, Saad, that's the one we were missing.
Mm-hmm.
Saad, yeah, right, Saad, O'Reilly,
right.
and Shin.
Mm-hmm.
That is the line that I would put out there. Forgot all about Saad. Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler.
Right. Well, see, the thing is with the Blues really don't play a one. Don't look at lines as 1, 2, 3, 4. You look at their time on ice, and you look at their top 6, the top 8 forwards, and they're all pretty close. They're all within a minute of each other. Right. Let me try and bring that up here real quick if I can. If I can find it, maybe I have it up. I thought I did. No, here we go. So give me a second. Try and pull something up. But I think that they roll 3 lines, significantly. But one of the things that Berube does, and to be honest, I'm not a fan of it. Berube definitely uses ice time as punishment, right? And I kind of wish they wouldn't. So here we go. These are our forwards, right? Our top guys in ice time were Parayko, Falk, Leddy, and Krug. Okay, it makes sense. Forwards, you had O'Reilly at 1905, Thomas at 1846, Bushnevich 1818, Scandella, defenseman, Shen 1747, Perron 1659, Mikkola 1659, Tarasenko 1655, Kairu 1635, Barbashev 1626, Saad 1616, and then you get into the bottom line guys. Prunovich 1527, Rosen 1420. I know there's a defenseman. Bortuzzo, Sundqvist 1321, Bozak 1210, Wallman defenseman, Neal 1158. He wasn't here that long, 19 games. Walker 1123. So you see what I mean? They roll 3 lines rather effectively. You're talking 2 minutes different, so 2 shifts, 3 shifts, right? Lance?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's where I'm at. We should get Barkov. Nobody. They're not giving up Barkov, my friend. They're not giving up Barkov. That's not happening. I mean, if they were going to give him up, they would have given him up for Kachuk. And I'm sure that the talk was between Barkov and Huberdeau. And for me, I still don't think Calgary won this trade. I really don't.
I do, and the reason they did, because of Uyghur, good defenseman, 40 points. I mean, you can't find a lot of defensemen that put up 40 points, and plus he was a plus 30 or 40 in the plus minus. That's pretty dang good for a defenseman. They're going to be better defensively. Not that they needed a lot of defensive help. And I want to tell Calgary fans, it doesn't matter what a certain St. Louis writer said that there are no talks in place for the Flames to sign Huberdeau to a long-term deal. That's not true. They are already talking about a long-term deal. They'd mentioned it before they even traded for him. And those of us fans, because I've seen a lot of people back and forth saying, now we're going to lose Kairu. And no, they are already working on a contract with Kairu. And if you don't believe me, look at the article about a week and a half ago where after signing Thomas, where Armstrong said they are working on another one of their big young players' contracts. That was Jordan Kairu.
Yeah, I could see that. I see a lot of that. For me, right now, I think that the Blues could trade for a defenseman. I just don't know where you're going to find one that's going to be in that $4 million range. That's what I think you'd have to bring in.
Yep. Or are you going to find one where a team doesn't want 3 to 5 pieces and it's going to kill your prospects?
Yeah, absolutely. For the Blues, it's dollar in, dollar out, and that's what's important. Dollar in, dollar out. Right.
Either that or make a little bit. If you trade a guy making, let's say, $4 million, let's just say, use that as a number. You've got another guy that can do the same as he's doing, and the team's offering you a good deal. Then that other guy only makes 2.5, and he's got 2 years left on his contract. Make up some money so you've got even more of a cushion next offseason, because I think next offseason is going to be one of the most interesting off seasons in Blues history for quite a long time.
I think, it is. I mean, they got a lot of free agents, and I think one of the things that they're going to have to do, they are going to have to sign one of the 2 big ones before the trade deadline. All right, one of them is going to have to get extended sometime next season.
I would think so. Yeah.
And this is what Blues fans, I'm looking at this that if I'm Doug Armstrong and I've offered a extension to O'Reilly, right, and he's said no, I'm going to wait or whatever, I trade him at the trade deadline. I really do. I get those first round picks. I get somebody that's going to help us for a couple of years, because got a no trade. He doesn't have a no trade clause. There's nothing he can do to stop it. And it may, I get why, I like that he didn't ask for a no trade clause, to show loyalty to the team. But at the same time, sign the extension, right? Sign a team friendly extension, or, that's it.
Yeah. If O'Reilly tells him, which I've been told there are contract talks, preliminary ones with O'Reilly. If O'Reilly tells him in February, if Doug goes to him and says, hey, I'm going to be making some moves, and O'Reilly says, well, I want to test free agency. If I'm Doug Armstrong, do you try to work with him a little bit? Yeah. But if he doesn't want to work with you, and I'm not saying O'Reilly won't do this, every player has a right to test free agency. That's why the CBA is there. That's why I love the game of hockey. And if O'Reilly says, I'm probably not coming back because I want this amount, as a GM, you have to do what's best for your team, because I'm going to tell you, if Ryan O'Reilly comes available next year at the trade deadline, there's going to be a battle for him. There's going to be a ton of teams that are either on the precipice of winning the cup that need that extra leader, that extra guy that's a two-way player, that's a veteran, that's got some grit, or a team that thinks he's going to turn them into a contender. There's going to be teams that are going to want a Ryan O'Reilly.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's going to help them out. Well, Lance, sorry about earlier, man. I do apologize to you for that.
No.
I have a feeling I know who that guy was, and he was the same guy that I was on a chat with, and just started spouting off at the mouth, and like he was the smartest person in the room, wouldn't let anybody else talk, and all that stuff. And he was just really mean. I don't know if that was actually Trevor Rosenthal. I hope it was. If it wasn't,
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. If that's not Trevor Rosenthal, and it wasn't, he looks an awful lot like Trevor Rosenthal. He could be his twin brother.
Yeah, well, Matlow said that Trevor pitched a bullpen session 2 days ago.
Oh.
So, I don't know. Is what it is,
Well, I was thinking the same thing, and I hadn't seen it in a couple of years, and I looked up online, and when you look Trevor Rosenthal up online, it looked like the exact same guy, except his beard was a little bit longer.
Yeah, well, the one I looked up didn't have a beard at all, so that's why, or long hair, so
yeah,
that's why I wasn't sure. Okay, guys, thank you. Sorry about earlier. I'll try and do better. This is Guy, the Y Blues fan for Lance Scott, saying aloha, mahalo, and you got to know we're bleeding blue with you. Aloha.